Okay, I trying to balance my last build from last video, and I had ideas for a Hex Ray build that was with Steam Prosthesis, and uh, it was this build. You see it. It's a great sword. It would be a one cycle steam beam that procs Curseflame, and Curseflame can proc Hex Ray. Pretty simple. I didn't fully make it. I have like the stuff I was using to just test the concept. I already knew that like Curseflame would proc it, but I didn't know like how good it would be. So I just tested damage, and I'll show it to you because it kind of is really disappointing. So if it was max and I had both of the Steam Golem pieces infused, it'd only take 3 burn procs to get a beam, which is good. But this is the damage per beam with low boost and stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's low base damage. It's not going to get much better. It's like 350. It's usually just 300. It's 350 if you get normal weakening procs from just like the normal weakening perk, because those stack with Curseflame. But it's not worth it. Like, the beam on its own is like 250 damage. Plus 300, 350. It's just not that good. Also, Hex Ray doesn't proc anything. Like, it has no proc chance. The base damage is just, it's 30 base damage-ish. Like, there's 10 hits in a beam, it's dealing 300 damage, kind of, per beam. That means it's 30 damage per hit. It's just bad. And the damage formula is, like, really heavily scaled on how much your weakening potency is. I'll leave the formula in the description. But if you have, like, 0.5 weakening potency, and you have one of the perk, you deal 12 damage. If you have 2 of the perk, you deal 15, I think. Like, the damage scales so poorly with perk amount, it's completely irrelevant. I tested at 2, if you have 2 weakening potency, I think, or something like that. It's 30 damage at one of the perk. With 2 of the perk, it's 5. It's 35 damage. You got 5 damage from stacking 2 of a crazy expensive item. If you buy this from Snail Fang, it's super expensive. If you farm this, it's 600 pairs per scarf. So it's just terrible. Because weakening and burn are difficult to proc consistently. Like weakening, you have to have a lot of weakening, or you have to have something that guarantees procs it, like Draco Hex Claw or Curse Ground, something like that. But those usually just aren't that good. Like a Hex Claw Draco is not a good Draco. Curse Ground is not that good of a weapon art. So Curseflame is a good way to proc it, but then Curseflame, you now need a way to consistently proc burn, which is easier. You know, there's this pull which procs it every weapon art or finisher, so that's good. You know, there's like Pyre Bloom and stuff. That actually might be a good build. Pyre Bloom with like dual Curse Greatsword, Hex Ray, Curseflame. That might be decent, but you would need a lot of Pyre Bloom, and then in the end you might lose out on scaling and stuff. You could also run Exhaust Handle, like Exhaust Handle, Weakening Roar, Curseflame, Raging Slayer Ring with Scarf would actually be decent. It'd be slightly better than the old Weakening Roar nuke, but you might lose out on the necessary armor pieces. And then also, it doesn't have good uptime. Weakening Roar is like 20-second cooldown, and you know, it's just not. It's probably not going to be worth it. If it was like any other debuff or dot, it's going to be so much easier. Like, Bleed is extremely easy to proc. You can just M2 with, like, Sharp Claws. You get Thorns. You can get Bleed in a lot of easier ways. And then, on top of that, Bleed also just has more perks. Like, you have Bloodthirsty. You have, like, the Bloodlust perk. Just so many things that boost damage or get something out of Bleed easier. Same with Poison. Poison you can run Sporling. Sporling is on every single finisher. Like, just one piece of Sporling is basically like this entire pull. But it also gives you a debuff, which then can be... Like, there are a lot of armor sets that benefit from Poison super easily. You got Undying Rot, Siphoning Rot, Fungal Ring, what's it called? Toxin Transfer, Arachnid. There's other ways to proc it, like Mungus Core, stuff like that. Things that just poison every hit. There's what's it called? The Lily Monster hat. Like, there's just so many things for, like, poison and bleed. Slowness is not... I would say slowness is similar to, like, weakening, but the thing with slowness is there are perks to proc it every time. You know, you have Astro Pajamas to proc it every finisher. There's Cryo Steel, which has very good proc chance on it, and it's a damage boost. On yourself, there's the Heavy Boots. There's also Glacial Snapper. So, you know, Hex and Fire for, like, this purpose of proccing it all the time, which is what Woofscarf needs. Because remember, Woofscarf has no cooldown on the Hex rate, but it also doesn't have any proc chance. So it's really its only advantage is the no cooldown. So you need to be proccing it a lot. But with Fire and with weakening, that's hard to do. Or it's, okay, like, this is obviously not hard to do. Like, this is a very easy build, but the damage is bad. So it's hard to do in a way that's viable. And it also doesn't benefit from, like, debuffs that much. The scaling from the perk is bad. Like, all around, it's just worse than most other things. You could have a build that does burn and stuff every hit, and it does proc weakness every hit, but probably in the end something else like Reaper Ninja or whatever is going to be better. So Woofscarf kind of just, for its value, sucks really bad. If it was buffed, like, it might break some builds, like maybe the Weakening Roar build comes back, but honestly I don't think it's that bad. Like, for most purposes, Woofscarf is garbage.